Hey guys, a couple nights ago, I put up part one of a video for an interview I was recently involved in, and I'm going to post up part two tonight. And the questions will be the same, yeah. But I'm just going to try to remember what I said, and maybe what I say will be better than it was then. I don't know. So while I'm doing this, trying to answer these questions, I'm just going to just do this little exercise of mine. In the last video, I did the long diagonal shots. This time I'm going to do this just so you have something to watch besides just me standing here answering her questions. So I'm ready wherever you are.
And this section is called Advice. What advice would you give to beginners who are just starting to learn pool?
I get that one asked quite a bit, actually. The absolute number one advice I give to everybody at any level is you have to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, kind of why are you doing it? That's kind of my philosophy. And beyond that, I guess it's into the pool side of things. If I were starting over, I kind of wish I had been given the advice to get some good, solid, and consistent fundamentals. When I was first starting to play, my advice along those lines wasn't very much. It was you hit the cue ball with the pointy end. No discussion of how I stand, how consistently I stand, where I bridge, how consistently I bridge, anything at all like that. And I am not one of those people, and I will never be one of those people that's going to tell, hey, look at where my bridge is. You need to put yours there, or you're going to suck forever. Look where my grip hand is. You need to put yours there. No, but being consistent about it, I think is absolutely good advice. It leads on where you can build on that consistency. I think you want a physical style that's not going to get you laughed out of the pool room, but it doesn't need to be any specific style. I guess unless that's what you decide you want to copy Alex or Shane or whatever, then you can kind of work on that. But I would caution a new player to put too much emphasis on copying any particular style, because the goal is to make the shot. The goal is not to look cool while you miss, or to have whatever you might consider to be like a perfect stroke while you miss. Nobody's ever said, "Oh, well, he missed that shot," and the other guy's like, "Oh yeah, but he looked good doing it." It doesn't work that way. So enjoy it and be fundamentally sound and consistent about it. Okay.
How do you stay motivated and focused during practice sessions?
When I'm practicing, when I'm playing, no matter what I'm doing, I try to just basically keep reminding myself all the time that even if it's not any fun, or even if I'm having a bad night or a bad match, whatever, that I am improving at something. I might not be improving at making the four ball in this case, but maybe I am improving at concentration and getting in alignment a little bit more smoothly, things like that. It's always something that can be improved. Well, at least if you're me, there's always room for improvement in just about everything. And it might not even be what you want or what you were expecting. I do this exercise here not to work on the shot making part of it, but to work on the concentration part of it and the consistency part of it. Now, somebody just starting out, they may need to shoot this to work on the shot making part of it. And as long as they can keep telling themselves, you know what? I might suck now, but I don't suck as bad as I did 6 months ago. It's a constant improvement. I try to always tell myself that no matter what's going on, that everything is practice and everything is practice with a purpose. That's what I try to do anyway. Okay, go ahead.
What are some common mistakes you see new players making, and how can they avoid them?
Kind of depends on the player, I guess. But the question was, what are some common mistakes I see people make? Some of the most common things I see people do are jumping up in the middle of their shot. Like I've done a video about raising up what the books would call too soon. Like that was not really too soon because the cue ball had already left the tip. The problem would come in if I'm doing that and I'm anticipating a jump up and maybe coming up a little bit soon. I'm going to shoot this 9 and probably butcher it because I'm going to jump up in the middle of the stroke on the shot. It can throw you off. So that's a very common mistake that I see people doing. Another one, just kind of going back to the first question, is they're not consistent. I've had some people that I would consider to be good players, but they're not consistent. And I'll ask them, okay, where'd you hit that? Well, I tried to hit it low right. Did you hit it low right? I think so. Okay, find out for sure. If they're not consistent, they don't really know what they did. And it's hard to fix something if you don't know what's broken. Okay.
Can you share any tips for improving one's accuracy and consistency in pool?
I guess an accuracy thing might be something like I'm doing right here. There are different kinds of accuracy. There's make the shot, make the 11 in the corner accuracy. There's make the cue ball hit the 11 in the proper place accuracy. There's where am I going to hit the cue ball on the tip? Or where am I going to put the tip against the cue ball? Easy for me to say accuracy. There's speed accuracy. How good of a stroke? Sometimes you need a little bit more of a dead stroke. Then you need something like super draw or whatever. I think my advice on that it would be try to just work on one thing at a time if you can. Try to just work on one thing at a time, and that way I don't know. I think it's easier to kind of judge. If I was working on my draw stroke, I think I would be better off not really even trying to make the 12, except I want to get it out of my way, and just worry about that. And if I miss that 12, it's not the end of the world because I'm not working on that. I'm working on the draw. As you get more advanced, you can work on more than one thing at once, but I think it's easier to fix it and recognize what needs to be fixed if you work on one thing at a time. So if I'm working on my accuracy of making these object balls, this is as good a drill as any. At a certain point, I don't have any more balls on here. I could do like I did the other night. Put a ball in the middle of the table. Put the cue ball back here. A tougher shot requires accuracy, and it's really all it requires. But getting that accuracy also requires getting lined up correctly, stroking straight, and all that. And so there's a myth. So I need to work on my accuracy. Clearly, I shouldn't, but I do. I need to work on my accuracy while talking. That's what I need to work on. Oh, it makes me mad. I was almost done with it. But anyway. Whatever it is you're trying to do, figure out a way, invent a way, get on the internet and find a way to work on it. There are that ball almost hung up again. There are different ways to work on speed. There's different ways to work on the accuracy of putting a ball in. There's different ways to work on where you hit the cue ball. And, you know, you have to practice this stuff. That's the tip for improving accuracy and consistency. And the thing is, consistency comes first. Consistency can lead to accuracy. So try to do everything, yeah, same. All right, I've rambled on that question. You can go on with the next one.
How important is mental toughness in pool, and how do you cultivate it?
I hit that one bad. That one didn't even rattle. Did you see that? It was horrible. So mental toughness, I would consider it like the same thing as like having a thick skin. Try not to let things bother you. You're trying to play and maintain your concentration. Stay focused. Whether you're one of those people that tries to stay focused through the entire match or the entire game, or one of the people more like me, I just try to stay focused for a shot and then relax and focus. But you got to be able to have that focus. And if something's gotten under your skin, you're mad because the guy tried to shark you or whatever. No, I mean, you just got to work on it. I'm not entirely sure how to work on it. Except get yourself into those situations to where it's not that big of a deal anymore. You're like used to it, I guess, something like that. If I'm trying to think of an example. Say like, with the exception of Efren, anybody that puts their chalk on the table like that, it irritates me when they do that. But if I got all out of kilter and missed a shot because somebody did that, I think that's my fault. Now, if I feel like the person's doing it on purpose, because guess what? Sometimes people do stuff like that on purpose. They feel like it's getting under their opponent's skin. Then I'll just accidentally do that every time I walk past their chalk. And eventually, maybe they'll stop doing that or pick up their chalk when they leave the table, stuff like that. I played Mika a few years ago at Derby City, and he was really nice and everything. I had heard that he's not that nice of a guy. I didn't have any problem with him at all, but he had a problem with me. The problem that he had with me was just leaving the chalk on the table, period. I think he gets distracted more easily than I do, because he could be lined up for a shot like this, and that would distract him. So he was always saying, "Dave, can you pick up your chalk?" Yes, I can. I just forgot again because I'm not used to doing it. I think that's a situation where maybe he could just get a little bit thicker skin, a little bit of more of that mental toughness to not let them talk about the little things, not let the little things bother. People have been leaving the chalk on the rails for 1 billion years. You'd think he might be used to it by now. And there are a lot of players that will have just little stupid stuff like that. Somebody might pick up the bridge and use it and not put it back where it was. Go lean it against a wall or something. And then the other guy has to look around for the bridge. Just little stupid things like that. I mean, trying to let bother you. And you put yourself in those situations where you just kind of realize, you know what? It sucks that they do that, but I'm not going to let them win, either intentionally or unintentionally. I'm not going to let them win that little mind game by letting it bother me. And that's it. And that was the last one. So this is part 2 of this interview. And then there's a part 3 and a part 4. And we'll get to those eventually. Sunday, maybe? Yeah, probably record it Sunday. And I don't know how interesting it is, but I thought it was kind of cool that I got interviewed. And now I'm going to put it out on YouTube for the world to see. Thanks, guys. Oh, and thank you too.